In the ancient age, a time beyond memory, this world was found, settled, consumed, and discarded by the old core. The governors, overseers, barons, and kings left behind fought and warred over what few resources remained, leaving the already wasted world in ruin. In their day, they created great wonders of science and engineering, and inhuman horrors beyond imagining in their pursuit of progress, pride, and profit. It was too much for the gods of Eukon to bear. They struck down the wicked, scouring the land with holy fire, leaving nothing of them but ash and dust. The world heals. Civilization returns, but the legacy of the old kingdoms remain. Heroes must rise to hold the darkness at bay, serving the will of the gods of Eukon.
Alright, and we're recording. Welcome back to Gods of Eukon, the post-apocalyptic RPG set on a forgotten planet in the far undefined future. Joining us today once again is Mario.
Hey,
As
tonight's RP is brought to you by Dutch chocolate cake. When you feel good and you need some dessert.
As Brian Downgo. Jim as Rex.
Hi all.
Mike as Thurum.
Yo.
George as Phineas.
From the makers of Natty Daddy, Natty Daddy.
And Terry as Corva. I, of course, am Ross, your benevolent and kind overseer. In the last game...
Yes, you are.
In the last
Ross,
game...
roll a deception check. Roll a deception check.
In the last game, the party departed from the battlefield after taking stock of the surroundings and looting a few found corpses. Discovering that the Red Shirts Raider gang had in fact lured the hive boars to that location in the hopes of waylaying any caravan that was moving off the beaten path after they destroyed the bridge to cross the Brown Water. The party made it to the river ford at last after fleeing from the battle area once a hive boar warrior, a giant insect the size of Corva, made its appearance. Upon reaching the river, they took stock of the situation and weighed their options. Eventually, they decided to float the wagons across the river, caulking them. And leading the path across the river was Rex, tethered to the other Fessick. He made his way across, sinking to the bottom of the brown water at one point in a freak bit of good/bad luck. But making it across and acting as anchor, the following morning they floated across. Nearly met with calamity when Thurm and Bog were unable to move their wagon across the river. They stalled right in the middle. Several failed strength checks left them stuck. Thankfully, some MacGyver-like rolls from Thurm crafted them a winch that got them the rest of the way.
Yo. You know, being stuck in brown water when I just had a plumbing incident is not bringing back good memories. It's just
brown water named for the legends of the river, saying that it was once clogged and choked with sewage from one of the larger cities on the continent.
Isn't that also code? It's code.
That reminds me of the movie Labyrinth. Remember that bog, the swamp thing that smelled like art?
So we pick things up after the party has gotten across, reaffixed all the wheels, and are taking a much-needed break after those events. Rex, you have untangled yourself from both lines, both the one that you had tied to the other side, as well as the emergency one that Brian attached to you to keep from face planting and getting dragged into the river.
Yes, Mario, we could hear every bite.
Every bite.
I ask ask you about phones, and then you make a bunch of noise with your plates. Come on, man.
Use a plastic fork.
So
Just saying.
you guys made it across the brown water. This ugly, disgusting-looking river that is full of minerals and God knows what else. And
No.
you've made it across the first major leg of your journey. Gangren takes
This
stock
is the-
everything, looks around,
Sorry.
and looks pretty pleased with himself, as expressive as that molten green face can be. And he walks over to one of the wagons, opens up a crate, and comes back with several cans of a sort. These don't look like most of the cans that you've seen, which are kind of dull, storage cans. These look, it's brightly colored and decorated, and he tosses one to each of you. And as you see them, each of your eyes light up. This is Overdrive. These are relics of a time before the Old Kingdoms. Relics that reach back to the Old Core. The fabled settlers of this planet. Few relics have remained from that time. Most of it either consumed, destroyed, or lost. But Overdrive was so popular in that fabled era that it can still be found. Rare, but they can be found in the wasteland today. They are prized as a sort of a delicacy. It is common knowledge that Overdrive, an Inrasol brand drink, let's see.
From the makers of Emerson.
Huh?
From the makers of Emerson. I'm just branding them.
It's said that this drink is so popular, so widely produced, and so addictive that even the cans itself hold a surprising value. And he's giving these to you guys.
Oh, really? Oh, a surprising value.
Drink up.
So, guys.
Pops the top and starts chugging. Now, it's an energy drink,
Oh.
so it has that kind of tart, metallic taste to it, but it gives you one hell of a kick. And if you've ever suffered any damage, you will heal 2d6 HP.
They say that the fastest way to a man's heart is good cooking. I say it is trinkets of this intrinsic value. Guys, can I have your empty cans?
Okay. So the question to you, Ross, is this something that Corva would even be affected by?
Well, it's got among its ingredients caffeine, guarana, and ginseng. That's still metabolized by your body in a relatively normal rate. So it's similar to you drinking coffee, or a highly concentrated coffee.
Okay.
Think a can of Monster, and that's about what you get.
Okay. And again, because she doesn't have any reaction to alcohol or drugs, I wasn't sure if this would be something she would even react to.
Potentially. I mean, at the very least, it's a treat. It's rare to find these things, and the bonus, you've got the cans. These cans are pure aluminum, and that's worth twice its weight in iron.
Okay.
Very excited.
I think
Very excited.
knowing my character, I think she probably wouldn't. I mean, how damaged is she? I don't know what you did to her last time.
No one really suffered any. No one suffered any damage last time.
So she's gonna put it in her. She's gonna put it in her knapsack and keep it.
Okay.
For another time, possibly.
How about the rest of you guys?
Rex is gonna do the same.
I'm sort of looking at it and going, I'm appraising the value.
That's smart, because there are knockoffs out there. People who try and imitate it or investigate.
All right, hold on. Because what I'm thinking. I'm thinking when we get to town, I can set up opening it.
Well, it's part of the bonus. He's giving it to you knowing that the cans have value.
All right, so I'm making you said investigate.
Mhm.
This is under skills? Is it under? Hold on. Attributes and abilities.
Should be under skills.
Yeah, between intimidate and jump.
I'm just thinking it's a couple of D6 2D,
Okay.
A couple of D6 HP rolls I might need at some time in the future.
Uh-huh.
That's a pretty good roll. Yeah, that's not a bad roll.
Okay, so as you look at this can, you've been in this game long enough to know what a knockoff looks like, even a very good knockoff. The quality of the metal, this is aluminum. This isn't some polished up and painted tin. The markings, the branding, even the barcode, everything looks weathered but accurate. This is a genuine can of Overdrive.
So somehow it was preserved well because it's not all rusted out and
Aluminum doesn't really rust that much.
Well, I know that, but it can get faded out. You ever been to a store and they have like?
Well, yeah, it is a little faded, but it's well enough preserved that you see all the telltales that makes this genuine.
All right, cool. I go ooh, and I carefully put it somewhere. I don't know that I'm not gonna lose it and keep it close.
How about the rest of you guys? Is anyone actually drinking these things?
Where was this like 20 minutes ago when I was stuck in the middle of the river?
It's an energy drink, not a strength booster.
He was looking to recuperate you, not boost you.
Well, I'm gonna keep it in my bag for now.
I kind of kept the cans secure. Not that we really need them yet.
I say to him, how many more of these things do you have? Because I know a guy.
Everyone gets a share once we reach the destination. I figured after that, we definitely needed a reward.
So there are more. There are more among your...
Which you will get your share when we get to town.
Getting their uppers, their uppers from a drink in a can. Back in my day, we used to do it the old-fashioned way, the best way. Slurping it up from a straw right through our nose.
Don't get me started on it back in the day.
just so wrong.
I totally look at you going through your nose. Ow.
Yeah, that's what we really want, by the way, I say to him. I say, we want the man who has his finger on the trigger the most to be the most hyper.
But I can't make a joke.
Oh, haha.
Obviously not.
Well, all right then.
Gome has his can, lifts it over his head, and crushes it and it pours down his face into his mouth, just refreshing. Then he crumples it up and sticks the remains of the can into a pouch.
I'd be happy to recycle that for you. I know a guy.
He just looks at you and shakes his head.
No?
I could probably use the aluminum for something. But...
Yes, let me hold it for you so that we can use it for future experimental devices. Imagine the possibilities. You've seen how skilled he is with the destroyed drone thing. You can make a new one out of aluminum.
I gotta say, I'm kind of surprised the boss included these into the payment. These are pretty valuable.
I know, right? Surprised what? I get those.
You're not the only one who knows a guy, Phineas. I know a few collectors who would pay a lot of money for these.
We probably have mutual connections. Do you know
Likely.
Bob? Do you know Bob?
I know several Bobs.
I figured we'd probably have a Bob in common.
It's a fairly common name.
Yeah. So.
So you take a little while to rest and recover and take stock of your accomplishments so far. You traversed a relatively difficult terrain, crossed a big river, and either pocketed or drank a relic that goes back beyond recorded history. But it's time to get back on the road, and Gangren starts rehitching the biox to the first wagon as Gome does the same to the second. They're dripping and wet, and there's a weird smell coming from the drying water combined with the animal stink that you can't quite recognize, and you hope it kind of goes away.
Whew. That's a
Reminds me of Grandma's house.
Yeah. I've been to your grandma's house.
In that half dead smell, by the way.
That's the brown water for you.
I think we might need to hose these things down when we get to the settlement.
I think we have to hose Rex down because I think it's possible he's the main source.
Oh, that's something else. He got completely submerged last time, but he's fairly dried out at this point. So any stink that's remaining on him is his own. Is his own, yes.
I don't know, man. To me, he smells like dry savanna right now.
Yeah.
So tell me, what happened to me? Did I get wet? What condition am I in?
You're completely dry.
You rode on the biox, I think the first group of biox to get them across the river.
Yeah.
Oh, man, so
your eyes didn't roll into the back.
So the biox are basically covered in half of it. So
yeah.
Smell.
They
were swimming. They swam across, and Corva made sure that they didn't drift off course.
Yeah. Very good animal handling rules,
thanks.
by the way.
Do we have any pine sol in the cargo? Pour all over them or something to cover the smokes?
Gangren hops up onto the first wagon and starts urging the biox forward. Where are you guys going?
Climb into the back of the first wagon and just start playing around with my various pieces and trinkets, trying to see what I actually have available. Just taking stock.
I'll take my normal spot back by Gomes' wagon, walking alongside, keeping a keen eye out.
I walk up to Mike.
I will.
Sorry, go ahead, Sherry.
Oh, okay. I will be kind of sitting up front with
Gangren?
Let me look. Gangren. I'll be sitting up with Gangren on the front of the first wagon. As always, keeping an eye on the road.
I just want to ask Mike's character. I say, hey, Therm. Now we ran into those robots. You know, we ran into robots before we cover.
I remember that you wanted to steal one.
Right. I just started thinking to myself, what if we run into some more of those as we get over the bridge and they are hostile? Is there some weapon that you think could take out a robot quicker than, say, a bullet could? Like something that can, turn them off, we hit them with it? Because I don't know that my character doesn't probably understand the idea of ionization, so I'm just kind of making up the wording. Just the concept of it. Like I'm saying, something that we can use against possibly hostile robots that might be over in the city that we could just neutralize very quickly.
Hey kid, you still have that bumper, right?
I don't have the bumper. You had the bumper.
Whoa.
I couldn't pick it up.
Thermidor.
I think we did load it up in that wagon, didn't we, Ross?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, it's around here somewhere then.
That'll turn them off.
A bumper? car bumper? What?
In the ruins, when after taking out the hive borers, Therm and Rex went to check out some of the abandoned houses. Therm picked up a bunch of old tools, managed to loot a couple bodies, and Rex decided that the bumper of an old red car would make a fun, blunt object to use sometime in the future. So he wrenched the thing off.
Well, that's one way to do it, but I was thinking of something a bit less intimate in need of contact, like, something that would not involve endangering my body from harm from a long distance, which is preferable to using a bumper like my friend Rex here.
I can throw it.
That works.
I know.
I can fiddle around and see what I can come up with.
Thermidor,
Dango, what's up?
do you have my charge?
What charge is that?
The item that I gave you for safety.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
So the terrain coming up from the riverbed, it's uneven and sloping slightly uphill. Yep.
What was our estimate of how far away we are from our destination at this point?
You're still a couple days out.
Okay. Even with the river crossing?
Yes. The river crossing actually added about a day to your travel.
Oh, because we had to float up. Okay, I get you. Mm-hmm.
So it's a little uneven, making for a rather shaky ride, and it's sloping upward a little bit, so the Biox's pace is a little slow. But you make decent progress, and the area is kind of open enough to see around, and you don't need to clear too much out of the way. It's mostly grassy, not too much mud this time of year, and you're making good time. But as things move on, you see a bit of brush up ahead, and Garangon looks back to you, Rex, and gives you a bit of a nod, inclining his head towards the brush.
Interesting. Okay.
Rex?
Sorry, I didn't catch a word.
The area up ahead is starting to get a little more thick, so Gangren looks back to you, catches your attention, and inclines his head towards the upcoming brush. Think you can clear that out for us?
Yeah, we got that. Therm, toss me the bumper.
I can't pick it up.
All right, so I go up to the back of the wagon and I reach in, just pull it out like it's nothing. And then I'll go up front. God, a layout would be nice. I'm gonna look around, make sure there's nothing. If I start swinging to clear it out, make sure there's nothing I'm gonna break myself with or anybody else.
Okay.
Am I doing an investigation?
I'm just sitting back, picking a little clues, watching them what they're doing. Oh crap!
With a modifier, that was a -1.
Yep, sure was.
So
It wasn't a natural one. Right?
no, that wasn't.
No, actually, no,
it was a natural one. So you step out, you get in front of the wagon, and you heft your bumper, and you look at this thing, and you just feel this swell of pride. You pulled this out. You feel like some kind of hero you once heard as a child, way back when you were human, about some ancient warrior who withdrew a weapon from a stone, immovable. It's fabled. It's magical. It's yours. It's mine. My precious.
Oh my God! Really?
And at that point, you feel one of the Biocs suddenly nudge you in your side, getting you back into the moment. You okay there?
I am excellent.
Then how about you start hacking up at that brush?
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, go ahead and start swinging.
Okay. So Rex, leading the way, starts just cleaving into the brush with his car fender, slowly but surely clearing away, swipe at a time. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. And it's relatively thick, just enough that it obscures your vision up ahead, and he's making good work of it, but it's taking a little time.
What can we do to help him? We can cheer him on. So that's what I start doing. Go, Rex, go. Go, Rex, go. Go, Rex, go. Motivation. Cheerleading.
I don't think he cares if you cheerlead him.
How do you know? You're not him.
I've never taken him for someone who needs to be cheerleaded.
But you're not him. That's your opinion.
You're led.
Let the man speak for himself. I'm just doing it anyways because I feel like I'm contributing.
Rex is still just swinging, not even paying attention.
I'm just saying, like,
my character doesn't care about other people's opinions. He's just trying to act useful. Go, Rex, go. Yep, okay.
I'm just saying that I believe you're wasting your energy.
Oh no, I've got it saved in my pocket.
I don't want to know what you have in your pocket.
It's that bottle of whatever that drink
I'm
was.
just going to walk away. All right?
You're gonna walk away in the wagon?
I'm going to walk away to the other side of the wagon.
Okay then.
So Rex manages to clear a good bit of the way out, and with one big swing, suddenly there is sunlight, there is open air, and there's a robot standing right in front of you. Oh.
See, Mike, I told you.
Hello.
Get him.
Hi.
You must be the party that my counterpart said was coming.
Oh, maybe he's okay.
Now, what you see, it looks identical to ZX-1701, with the bulky frame,
Supervisor type.
the stiff limbs, but instead of a big, bright, happy face, it's got a big, frowny face with a tear.
So he has emoji. He's an emoji mode. He's an emoji mode, like a Doctor Who.
Was your counterpart incurably cheery?
That sounds like the one.
Yeah, that would be him.
He was my best friend, good sir.
Well, good for you.
He told me to say hi.
We conversed last night. It'd been some time since we'd heard. He was being rather concerned. I thought you all had died.
Guess what? We didn't.
Clearly.
So, take us to your leader.
I am the leader.
I mean, your human leader, because surely you're not the leader.
Why?
Didn't you have this conversation with my counterpart?
Yes, but humans are quite superior, sir, so you have to understand.
Phineas.
What?
Quit stepping in it.
He does seem to like to run his mouth, doesn't he?
This mechanical seems to be inferring that he is superior to organics, and I cannot simply allow that.
Not
I made
organic.
no such inference. You're drawing your own conclusions.
My conclusions are always my own, sir.
He turns around and starts lumbering back towards his end of the ruined bridge. And as he walks out of the way, you see what looks like a battlefield, where on the other side there were other semi-autonomous units working in concert. Here you see simply piles of wreckage. These robots have been mangled and tossed aside with very little to no regard. Something came through here before. The murals
start,
that were on the other side that were rather curvy and cheery take on a much more... They're still here. They're here on the other side. But they appear more subdued. Darker colors, violets, blacks, maroons. And the patterns seem more Aztecish, you could say.
I yell out, by the way, we can take your dead off the battlefield, scrap, I mean, to give them a proper send-off. Yeah, if you don't mind.
It slowly turns back around. Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to ask, am I able to repair any of them or salvage any of them for scrap?
You can look at each of the wrecks, but you'd need the tools for it. Most of what you've had so far are more large-scale mechanical tools.
Has Mike had any dealings with robots before this our campaign started? Like in general?
Possibly.
Or is this all new to him? I was just curious.
Have you, Mike?
I didn't know if it was his decision or yours, so that's why I asked.
There's not much in terms of technology that I can't fiddle around with and figure out.
Reverse engineering.
Even if I don't have direct experience with, I can figure it out given it enough time.
Well, make an investigation roll and see what you can see.
Oh.
Nice. Oh yeah! There we go.
Hail the conquering hero.
Well done. So, as you look around and you see the tossed about robot carcasses, out of the 8 or so that are there, you think you might actually be able to restore 2 of them by cannibalizing other parts. You might even be able to get partial functionality to 2 more of them.
Cool.
Now the question is, computer programming, can you reprogram them to serve us?
Well, that's a different role altogether.
All right, so what do I do to actually begin the repairs?
Well, you'd have to make a... let's see, what your crafting options are? Mechanical...
Electronic,
is there electronic?
Mechanical, and salvage. I do have electronic.
So first you'd make a mechanical crafting roll and then electronic crafting roll.
All right, here comes the mechanical first.
He's a satanic mechanic.
Yeah, that's a guy. I like that.
And now
I like that.
Now the electronic.
But
Jesus, Mike, you're on a roll tonight. Literally. I mean,
I got a lot of points in these areas, so.
Well, not only that, but the luck of the die tonight is on your end.
Before anyone can really say anything, even before this new robot can say anything, you set upon these wrecks with a confidence and familiarity that is almost uncanny to the rest of you guys. He starts pulling apart pieces, looking over parts to check if they're good or not, in a speed that you are really surprised about. And in a matter of...
He's like a savant.
And in fact, as he's working, its time seems to pass faster as he's
Epic
working.
tinker montage.
Yeah. And
So
before you know it, before you know it, there is one working robot standing next to this other one.
All right, there you go. Go on.
Well,
Get to work.
Take it to the limit.
now I find myself regretting wishing that you died.
I like the fiddle. What can I say?
Well, I certainly appreciate the work you're doing. Is
I
it
can get
possible
over
you could
energy.
repair any more?
I can get at least one more work in. I can, maybe a couple others, at least to turn on. But I'll see what I can do.
How much is it worth to you?
I suppose you'd
as
be
his
expecting a
agent,
thank you.
As his agent, how much is it worth to you, good sir, to get all of your operating units functional?
It would be worth to me and the cities that this bridge depends on.
I said how much. I didn't ask in general. What do you offer in return? For the services,
I'm more than happy to do it.
Never say
Phineas!
that. Never say that.
Phineas. Phineas. If this bridge is not repaired by the time that we have to make this trip again, we are going to have to do another fording of the river. Is that what you want?
We could have had this conversation.
That's not what I want.
We could have had this conversation in not in the presence of the client, potentially.
While
Get it?
this is going on, I'm working.
May I make a proposition, my metallic friend?
I suppose it depends on the nature of your proposition.
Therm would get as many of you up and running as possible, and then any leftover spare parts.
Mike.
Let me finish. And then any leftover spare parts that are not usable for your purposes, we would collect for our continued progress as a convoy, and possibly for scrapping once we reach civilization.
I suppose that's reasonable. Not that I have any use for broken machines.
True, but the metals and any potential parts that we can glean from non-functional units can be lucrative for an organization such as ours, as well as for designing and building of tools for our journey.
Those are some mighty big words.
Yeah, that's how you barter.
So this new robot, this robot that I'm repairing, apparently it's got a crick in its neck.
Actually, he's probably going to kill us now.
That was not my phone. What was that?
That was Terry.
That was,
Oh.
Is she having issues?
Yeah, she's having issues getting back.
Yeah, she said her Chrome is not showing up.
I use Opera. My Chrome doesn't even work for me anymore.
Scan for drive errors?
Oh.
Whoa, no way.
Oh man.
She is having the worst luck with computers.
No kidding.
Man.
So I'm guessing scan for drivers is a bad thing.
Unable to locate data files. Please reinstall.
These are also the messages that are coming up on the robot that you just fixed.
Nice.
Good call.
Hey, what's the name? I didn't write the people's names down, so I'm sorry if I forget his name. The NPC who gave us the drinks and who's been our the guy in charge of the mission? What's his name again?
Gangren.
Oh yeah, I go up to Gangren quietly and I say, "Hey, Gangren.
Yeah.
What do you think about this robot situation?"
These robots have been here for longer than I've been around.
But couldn't they be corrupt?
You'd have to have a skilled programmer to corrupt these things, but all I've seen is them trying to fulfill their design purpose.
So how do we corrupt them to serve us? See what I'm getting at? Wink, wink.
Let me get this straight. You want to try and corrupt and steal a group of robots that the commerce of 2 towns relies on. Towns that, by the way, you're running a caravan for.
You make it sound so harsh. I'm simply suggesting, my good sir, that we could perhaps have a mutually beneficial situation where we program them to help us on our mission that benefits the town, and then after we are done, we simply make them more useful on our way out.
The benefit for the town is for them to stay here and rebuild and maintain the bridge.
We could take at least 3 of them. They already had some of them already inoperable on the ground. What's a couple missing that aren't physically laying out?
Phineas.
Yeah? You do it. I said it quietly.
Let the matter drop.
I said it quietly to Gangers or whatever his name was. That's because I didn't want anybody else hearing it.
Yeah. Dog. Did you forget?
He does have
That was
acute
why
hearing.
I said I wanted to talk to him quietly because I didn't want you guys your characters
I
hearing
hear
you saying that.
everything.
You'd have to roll.
Make a
I was attempting to not
make an awareness check or listening. Make a listening check.
Yeah, because that's the whole reason why I said quietly, because I didn't want you to interfere
All right.
in my negotiations.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Listen check here.
You hear him mumbling. You see that he's trying to say something to Gangren, but you can't quite make it out right away between Thermidor's frantic robot building and the constant drone of the caretaker robot.
I will give you this. You're probably very concerned about what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've heard what you're. I didn't respond to a specific sentence that you said, but what I did was, Jerry's back. What I did was I just responded to the fact that I still hear you meddling. You know.
No, you hear me talking, John, which again,
which implies that you're meddling.
Implies that I'm meddling. Yeah, I will give you that. So that's not like metagaming.
Because you're always meddling.
That is true. I have no challenge on that one because that's true. You just don't hear the details of what I'm suggesting to him.
I don't need to.
But anyway, so I'm saying to him, Ross, I'm basically saying the ones that were, there's been so many that were on the ground that became inoperable, and my buddy here, Therm, who by the way is he's like a son to me. I've been teaching him everything I know. And he fixed so many of them, but surely we can negotiate as a reward for helping you to help the town. You could surely spare 2 or 3 of them for our needs. Eeny, meeny, and miny.
I'm pretty sure we already arranged to take the broken bits with us.
But what if... Okay. Broken bits, but I'm talking fully operational. Like guards.
They need to stay with the bridge.
Okay, so, do I keep rolling?
You've rolled enough to restore the ones that you said you'd restore.
Okay.
I say, is that your final answer?
Yes.
Very well. What if I offered you the jelly bean? Never mind.
He shakes his head and turns away.
He's like,
Therm, as you finish up with the last one,
wait, do you want to update Terry on what you missed?
Can you hear us, Terry?
I don't think she can.
No, she's still out.
So, the caretaker robot is looking along the line of robots that you just repaired, lumbering across them. Well, it's not the shoddiest piece of work I've seen, but it'll do.
Well, I did my best. Hopefully it lets you guys get back to work and get the bridge repaired, and so the towns can get back to a bit of normalcy.
It's something at least. And by the way, before you head off again, I'm all over with my accents. It's the nature of the robots. Their vocal processors have gone so long. Anyway, I was meant to relay to you that my counterpart ZX-1701 managed to send one of her bots back to Craterton. They'll have a repair party on the way to start working on their end. Be sure to send someone back once you get to Payne's Pike.
Wait, what's it called? Payne's Pike?
Yes.
That's the town we're trying to get to?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't remember the name of it.
Yeah, we're heading that direction, so we can definitely try to send help your way.
And as I said, you can take whatever pieces you need from my dearly departed.
Thank you.
Not that I have much use for robot corpses. Staring at them these last few days have been rather depressing.
I ask him, is there any places in town that manufacture new robots or have the ability to repair you guys that we can send out to the field there?
As far as I know, most places that repair robots are more in Crusade territory.
Crusade oh, okay. Well, I am so sorry to hear that. If we run into anyone in Crusade territory, we will surely suggest that they make their way here.
If you ever head that far north.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be traveling all over the place eventually.
All right, so I'm going through and picking at the remains of the machines.
What you find is a treasure trove. All sorts of useful electronics and mechanical pieces, servos, relays, transistors, resistors, all sorts of useful components that you could think of all sorts of things to make with them. Whose phone is that, by the way?
I think it's mine. Let me figure out how to mute.
Thank you. So the other robot turns around and, as the other one did before, it begins to stick its arms out, drop a couple flags, and signal to the other side. A bit more slowly and less energetic than its counterpart did.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. We've run into these robots, but we're still moving forward to get to the town. Oh, I asked them this, or that robot, I say, how come you guys have not needed to clear the fields? I mean, surely you must need to move around easier while you do what you're doing. How far up are you aware? I know you're assigned to this area to repair everything, but do you ever send out scouts to reconnaissance potential wildlife threats or anything to interfere with your operations?
It retracts the flags and finishes its signaling, turns back around. Wildlife tends to keep to itself. They don't really attack anything they don't see as food. I'm not exactly the most edible of beings. Pretty sure even if I were, I'd taste terrible.
What about non-animal threats such as scavengers, pirates, raiders, mercenaries, people that just would...
Red shirts.
Yeah.
Normally we'd be able to take care of ourselves. I've got a baseline combat package, enough to fend off most of the rabble. But the red shirts knew what they were dealing with. They didn't come in half-cocked. They came in under cover of night while we were recharging, took out all my minions, demolished the bridge, and headed south.
So the red shirts are to the south of us.
They were before. Not sure where they went from there. You guys just came from the south, by the way.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So those were probably some of the bodies that we found.
Right.
Okay. Well, good to know that they're not there shouldn't be any other surprises right away. At least in the immediate area.
Good, because I detest surprises.
Unless it's in your MRD package, like the SpaghettiOs.
SpaghettiOs.
Gangren hops back up on the caravan. Well, it's a pleasure as always, the X-1864. But we better get moving. Ah, yes, Mr. Gangren. Always well, it's an event whenever you come by.
I bid them farewell and thank them for their generosity, and climb back into the back of the wagon and start playing with my trinkets.
Did we pick up all our parts that we're taking?
Yes, you got about, let's see. You got about, let's say, 6 pounds worth of reusable electronics, or salvageable electronics. 8 pounds of reusable complex mechanical pieces, like something you do, like a motor or complex gear, and then about 10 pounds worth of raw metal, mostly steel.
I asked Mike real quick. With the salvage you have just obtained, my good friend, what are the odds you could repair or replace that drone you had to be a superior upgrade of that last version? Something that we could use to reconnaissance ahead, whenever to possibly warn us of danger.
We lost your sound, Mike.
Yeah, I think
I was on mute, sorry. Battery power might still be an issue, but there might be enough here to be able to do something.
The biggest issue with your drone, Mike, while you could get it flying again quite easily, the camera was irreparably damaged. Repairing that will take some time.
have some sort of visual device as well as a superior battery power. Is there any way you could sort of incorporate that?
Well, what we were able to salvage, we salvaged. So I don't think there was anything in terms of battery or optics that were usable.
We don't know, Ross. You didn't say exactly what was salvaged.
Oh, he did go through the whole list of stuff.
He just said a certain amount of pounds.
Reusable or salvageable electronics, salvageable complex mechanical pieces, and then metal.
Okay, so that didn't include power.
No, did not include power.
Actually, that makes sense because they wouldn't have been becoming operable with power.
Any sort of power system that those machines had were detonated upon explosion or destruction.
Really? Why would they detonate? Wouldn't that be a failure?
Plot.
Or just shut down? Oh, because plot. Okay. I gotcha.
So you set back out once again onto the road, and the road on this side looks a little different. The road to Craterton was mostly dirt, some cobblestones closer to the town, but further away it was rather rough. But the road on this side is more level. Not exactly masoned stone, but set stone in the roads. The town of Payne's Pike put a lot of resources into the roads on its side of the river, and it shows. In addition to the road itself, there are mile markers dotting the side of the road, giving you a basic idea of how much further away you are. You're still a ways out from Payne's Pike itself, but you feel like you're in a more civilized area.
All right then.
The wagon clatters along at a steady pace, and the environment seems mostly clear. The environment is still fairly deciduous. Trees are spread out along the side of the road, but not enough to really obscure anything.
So they're not very bushy trees.
No.
Well, that's good. Do we see it from a distance? Can we even see the beginnings of the town?
You're still a few days out, so you don't quite see the town yet.
Okay.
There's still one more river you've got to cross.
The mile markers are like in hundreds.
Yeah.
Or, okay.
We have another river we have to cross?
Yes. It has a bridge, and as far as you know, it's still up.
Yay!
Let me guess, there's going to be more robots when we get there, so let's be prepared.
Possibly.
The closer you get to the town, there's going to be more likely to be not only robots, but guardians of some kind.
People,
They're gonna-
all kinds of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, because if they have robots repairing things like this to get to the town, then they're going to have robots or something to kind of secure the perimeter.
Maybe. Then again, it might be a relatively new bridge that people have built.
Yeah.
Well, either way, the town's going to, if there's some for the people to open a blast at this time.
You never know. But as the ride goes on, you guys kind of sink back into kind of a comfortable stance. You feel like that you haven't overcome everything, but you're still pretty pleased that you've overcome a fairly major obstacle. And morale is pretty high right now. In the second wagon, Gorm looks over to Rex, laughing, chuckling to himself a bit. You got wet.
Uh-huh.
How it feel?
I'm walking on. It feels wet. Thanks for asking.
How far sink?
All the way.
Hit bottom?
Oh yeah.
At this point, Ganglin, after surveying the environment for a moment, turns back to you, Phineas.
Yes.
So, you talk a lot, but you don't really say much, especially about yourself.
Well, what do you want to know? I'm a man of many skills.
Yeah.
For physical stress, because I never put that on my record.
Which was obvious when you and Therm got stranded.
What would you like to know?
Where you come from?
I'm an open book. I come from all over. I am the land.
You don't strike me as someone who's from the land. You strike me as someone who's from a city.
I'm all about the cities across the land.
What city?
Oh, so many, I forget their names at this point. They've been conquered, renamed by the conquerors so many times. There was this one city I remember, it originally was called Scruzalia. And by the time these mutants invaded it, by the time they repelled the mutants after the damage was done, they called it Damagealia. It's really complicated. And my parents were killed by my sister because they were mean to her. And my sister was mean to me. So I dropped her off somewhere and left her with a bunch of mutants. And I just kind of took off and met this person named John. And he taught me how to play cards and how to sell things and dress nicely. And he had a nice hat. And when I killed him, he gave me his hat. I took the hat. Because the only reason I killed him was because I felt like it.
Alright, so how much of that wasn't bullshit?
Well, my friend, if I was to tell you that, I'd be giving away my hand. And it's all about the hand and your poker face.
Can I hear him from down in the wagon?
I'm not talking quietly, so I don't care.
Possibly. Alright, how about we try something else? Tell me a lie.
Tell you a lie. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you two things, and you can tell me which one I was lying. If you're right, I will give you my most important possession. Me.
Alright.
If you're wrong, you will give me another one of those energy drinks.
Alright, that sounds like a deal.
All right, great, awesome. I do so enjoy any excuse to point a firearm at something and pull the trigger. I consider it cognitive care. And those that are sneaky slither like a snake. Those that rush by the horns are cattle, waiting to become my next hamburger. And I do so enjoy hamburgers.
I'm gonna say both of those are lies.
Damn it. Fine. I reach my pocket, pull up something, which is right here.
What is it?
What? I say, this is my most prized possession. I never wanted to hand it to me. I go, that was the deal.
What is it?
It's lint. I call it pinchy pinchers.
He leans back and he laughs and he pockets the lint. Just laugh. You're something else, Bog.
That's what my third ex-wife said.
And how often have you been married?
3 times legally, once by shotgun from my dad after I impregnated. And then there was an annulment, and that's more like a take back, so minus 3? I'm not sure.
Cross the streams.
I don't even know.
Starfinder, look it up to get it. Anyway, Gangren laughs again. Yeah, he actually seems to have found a way to enjoy your company for a change.
Oh, you're talking about the comparison of the Starfinder. I get it now.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, that's because in real life, that story is actually partially true. Anyways, so yeah, so how many times have you been with a man, woman? I'm not gonna judge. Person that you care about.
Well, getting laid's been a little hard since becoming a withered. Not many people actually see this as, well, attractive. But there's the occasional fetishist that I've been with over the last 300 years.
There must be some blind women I can hook you up with. I know a guy.
I'm sure you do.
But here's the thing. If you're so old, you must have had a lot of time to either mourn somebody that you cared about or have been left by people or had a lot of tragic events. You can tell me.
Hard to say. I've probably forgotten more things than I remember at this point. But
You don't have to say that. You just remember that, so that's good.
maybe. But if I mourn anything, I mourn a lot of things from the time before I became withered. But so much of that is a foggy memory. Like a...
Withered once too.
So what?
Oh, I became withered once too, but I was in the bath. It happens. Sorry, just go ahead.
He face palms for a moment.
And I say, no, I'm gonna like finish. Wait. Yeah, sorry.
I've been a migrant since then. I haven't really stayed in one place for too long, no more than maybe 20 years. And even then, people come and go so quickly in life. I've made a few friends, got involved with, well, a couple people, but, well, these smooth skins are so fragile.
What do you think of Corva? Damn it, I wish she was here right now.
No, she
can't hear me.
she's right behind you. And she is standing right behind you, leaning back against the wall of the wagon with a raised eyebrow.
That's about what she would do. She was always like keeping an ear out for what I was doing next, like Mario. I say, I was just generally asking. It's all good, just an opinion thing, nothing harmful.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion.
Plus, some more late night for the Corva.
And you see just kind of a flick of emotion, and as she twirls a small knife in her hand, flicking back and forth between her fingertips.
Because I was gonna say, she's awesome, and if she was looking for love in all the right places, it would be someone like you, because I like her and you, and I just believe in two people I care about that are lonely. Possibly, I'm gonna shut up now. I just got it.
That's probably the smartest thing you've said in a long time, or the most true thing you've said in a long time.
Well, I have to survive, and she's probably that way, so. I'm gonna go talk to Therm. You talk amongst yourselves. Wink, wink at Corba.
She stops twirling the knife and just holds it there for a moment. Points the knife at you.
Very wise. He's been around the block a few times.
Starts swinging the knife back and forth.
I gotta go talk to Therm about some inventions. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
She nods.
Try to avoid getting stabbed.
So the day goes on. It's getting close to noon, and so far the road seems clear, but the sky is starting to darken. Both Gangren and Go look up, looking a little concerned. And it's at that moment you hear a crack in the background and a roll of thunder. Gangren immediately halts the wagon and hops out, going to the back. Radstorm coming.
What do we do?
Storm? What?
Radstorm, grab the tents and set them up. Hurry.
Oh, crap. Alright. Do these drinks help with radiation poisoning?
No. Drink too much of it, you get radiation poisoning.
Really?
Yeah, so stop drinking it, you lush.
I haven't even opened it. The energy drink. That's what I'm talking about.
Rex, other big guy.
Go.
Yeah, go.
I gotta go buy some for back.
Pull the tents out of the wagon.
Gun's already in the back, pulling out one of them. Gangren's up in the front, getting the other.
I'll go up front and grab it.
Gun grabs one bundle that tosses it to you, Brian.
Okay, there you go.
And as you guys are sitting up, the sky slowly turns a sickly yellow.
Therm, help me put down the spikes.
Are you muted again, Mike?
She's just making a hand motion.
All right. Mounting spikes into the ground.
As you guys set up the tents, Gangren grabs a secondary covering for the tents and opens it and drapes it over the top. It's a kind of a reflective metallic looking material that fastens to the edges of the tent with ease.
One done.
The sky continues to grow darker, and that sickly yellow becomes a ugly amber. And this time you see the lightning strike in the distance, and somewhere in the caravan there's a Geiger counter that suddenly spikes.
Holy moly! Second tent. Go quick.
Another lightning strike. Tick, 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 tick.
Bog!
Alright, you smoothies, get inside. Same with the splicers.
How about the I can't think of it.
The Fessic.
The mutants.
The opposite.
Oh, the bioxin.
The biots.
Gome is already over the bioxin, draping them in the same material and guiding them towards the side of the road.
Bog, inside.
Alright. I do it. Jump inside.
Another lightning strike. The Geiger counter. Tick 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 tick.
Okay, so we're inside at this point, or at least I'm inside at this point.
All right. The Fessick and Gangrene can stay outside because they're immune to high levels of radiation, but the splicers and the humans, you guys are a little more susceptible. The lightning and the thunder becomes more. It's coming more quickly. Just boom, tick 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 tick, boom, tick 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 tick. Again and again, and as you guys finally fasten up the tent, get everything secure, the wind starts picking up. And it's rattling the tent, and you guys are wondering if this thing is even going to stay still. You guys in the tent are wondering even if this thing could pick up Gangrene and just toss him. But that's when he opens up the flap and gets inside as well.
I said, you must have experienced a lot of these rad storms. I don't mean rad storms.
This one came up out of nowhere. I didn't see anything in an almanac about storms this time of year.
When these rad storms happen, though, is there lingering radiation that can cause us potential harm?
Once the storm passes, the rads should go away. But if you're caught out in the storm, it picks up all of the metal in the soil and just carries it off.
Well, what about the bioxes? Are they going to be okay?
They're resistant. The worst they got to worry about is being carried away by the wind. We just
Naturally, about that environment.
storm like this, though. Just better hope there's not a cyclone.
Well, the reason I'm concerned about this is because without the bioxes, it's going to be hard to move the wagon. You know what I'm saying?
And then we'll just strap up the Fessick. What do you guys think of that? He calls out of the tent.
Wait, strap up the what?
The Fessick.
Oh. Or Rex.
I don't.
Rex is a Fessick.
I don't think that they'll be particularly happy with that.
So the storm rages outside, but it starts to ebb a bit. The wind dies down. It's still going on, but it doesn't seem as severe as it was.
What do you think? What do you think, Gangrene?
Gangrene.
What about?
I got gangrene.
Finally, the obvious one comes out.
Must be tired. Anyway, you think another hour or two is before it starts to clear up?
It should clear. By the sound of it, it'll be another hour, maybe two, before it's safe to get outside again. He picks up his Geiger counter that you heard earlier. What?
What if I have to pee?
Then
What if I have to pee?
Pee in a
Why
jar.
don't you use that empty can?
What tent is Phineas in?
There's only one tent.
Oh, there's only one tent?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to sneak up behind, or I'm going to go to the other side where Phineas is closest to the wall,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just going to just yell in his direction, just the deepest yell I've got.
Make a stealth check.
Oh, kind of like a Hulk roar? Like in the trailer.
A what check?
Stealth.
Stealth check.
Fessick being stealthy.
Yeah,
That's
but
gonna be tough.
but if
But
he's
so is
freezing-
it.
Okay. Hold
But
up,
is
hold
it-
up.
but it-
Where is my stealth check?
It's under skills.
But it's supposed to be opposed by something I roll, like perception or whatever.
Well, let him roll for stealth first.
Okay, I've got swim. I've got survival spot. I'm not seeing a stealth.
Sneak.
Oh, okay.
Sneaky, sneaky.
I'm not even seeing sneak. I've got sleight of hand.
That's not it.
Move silently.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
What the? Thank you, Mike.
Mike, the D&D ninja. You don't even know he's there.
Alright, now, Phineas, roll perception.
Hey, that's gonna be a negative modifier for him because of the storm, right?
Maybe. I don't see.
Make it a disadvantage, so roll it twice and take the lowest value.
See, let me look here. Perception.
And I have
There's
the
something
force
like it.
my charge in here with me.
There's something that's like it. I'm trying to think of what they use. It's usually a wisdom-based thing, but no, not necessarily. Investigate. No. Would it be listen possibly? Because
Yeah, listen, that'll work.
All right, let me try that one.
Okay, so in between the storm and the conversation, you actually managed to get around to that side of the tent without Phineas noticing you.
That's probably why I don't hear him. I'm like peeing in the jar carefully.
Do I notice? Do I notice him?
Make a listen check as well. Is there an awareness skill?
Nope. That's a nice modifier there, Mario.
I'll say.
Oh wow, look at that.
There's 5 here, 21 in the value. Oh, plus.
Yeah, look at that.
Wait, wow.
Wow. So yeah, you actually see his entire silhouette against you're sitting opposite Phineas. So you see Rex's silhouette as he moves across.
Okay, so I'd like to smirk,
Okay.
and that's pretty much it.
Okay, and then I'm gonna do my roar thing.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it. I have sleeping children.
Do a stage roll then.
Alright, I got you.
Roar.
So instead of peeing in the jar, I'd probably pee all over the tent. I don't know. I'm just like, all right, nobody's looking. All right, I'm trying to do this discreetly because I got a long jacket, so I'm kind of covering up the area. Corva, look away. Everybody look away. Trying to think of the rain.
And then suddenly.
And then the jar. The tent's no longer. It's not going to smell.
So a few people laugh, a few people are. Corva looks over. Ganger's sitting there.
Phineas, clean up your pee.
I just go. What in tarnation made you do that, good sir? As I chuck my parts back in and clean up a little bit. I could have possibly tainted you by mistake. That was not wise. As I'm still shaking.
So, as the laughter is dying down and everyone's getting the good-natured fun out of the way and you're feeling just a little embarrassed, there's a sound that's being carried on the wind. You're not sure what it is at first. It doesn't exactly sound threatening, but then it becomes clear. It sounds kind of like a hymn. It repeats and repeats, going on like that, with words eventually forming in this up and down, kind of calm sort of, a hymn being sung in round. At least 2 voices as far as you can tell, and they're getting closer. Rex, you and Gurr would be the first to see them.
See, what am I seeing?
Does it make a search check? They're a little far out at the moment. Okay, so Off in the distance, you see two robed figures simply walking almost along with the storm, but they've caught sight of you and the caravan, and they're slowly making their way to you. They don't appear to be aggressive, but they do appear to be coming towards you.
Okay, have I seen something, like, is this familiar to me?
Roll wisdom. No, intelligence.
What'd you say was coming down the hill?
Two robed figures.
Okay, so just no details about them.
Not yet.
Okay. Oh.
They look like the typical squishy humans that you see everywhere in the world. And there's nothing really that stands out about them immediately, just that they are... What are humans doing walking around in the middle of a rad storm? Why aren't they convulsing in pain?
Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take a knee, and I'm gonna pull out my scrap auto slugger.
Okay. Gom
And
steps up.
I'm gonna nudge over to Gom. Gom, what do you think?
Alright, he is going to take a look for himself. Let's see, where is it? Which one is it supposed to be here? There we go. He manages to get a bit of a better look at them. And as he looks at the approaching figures, and they're starting to be a bit more clear to you two now, he places his hand on your arm and shakes his head. No threat. Godly folk.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and stand up and tuck away the slugger.
Gum turns out back. Gangren, come out. Gangren turns and opens the tent and seals it behind him to take a look. And at this point, the pair are actually a lot closer now that you could converse with them. Their singing has died down, with only the smaller of the two kind of, instead of loudly singing, softly humming to keep the ambience of the hymn in the background. And Gangren walks up to the silent one of the two and gives a greeting. Well, hello there. The first of the two draws back his hood, and Rex, you see what a bald human. His skin appears kind of discolored and bruised in places, but not the kind of bruise you'd see in a fight. As I said, he's bald, and his eyes are bright yellow. He looks up to Gangren and smiles. Greetings. I am Kulau, an acolyte of the order... I am Reverend Isa Obert of the Order of Kulau, God of the Glow. May his presence be ever with you. Gangren looks back and nods. So that's what brings you out here, basking in your God's radiance. He nods. I see your caravan is here. I assume that you have members of your band who are not as acclimated to the glow as you or I. And he nods. I offer respite so that you may continue on your way and bask in the glory of Kulau. Gangren nods and says, well,
if they so choose. If you'd like, please lead the way. The one next to Reverend Obert stops, and they both silently enter the tent, and both draw back their hood now, and everyone can get a good look at them. Both of them are completely bald. Both have the same kind of discolored, bruised-like skin, and the same bright yellow eyes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So not like ghouls, but kind of like a sickly white.
Not white, but pale.
Yeah, but
So,
Have we
kind of
heard?
a data thing?
Huh?
Kind of a bald data thing going?
Not exactly. More like think of
geisha.
Powder.
think of someone with suffering from jaundice.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you ever seen the movie Powder? The dude from Powder. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I say. Actually, I'm asking you, Ross. Have I heard in my travels of any kind of cult or misleading doomsayer group that people should be watching out for?
Actually, all of you are fairly familiar with the children of Kulal. Kulal is one of the primary gods of the pantheon of Yukon, dating back. This is the god that created the scouring, that ended the old world. He is the god of life, rebirth, change, and death. It is
Religion or
it is widely believed that he is responsible for the glow, the radiation that rolls across the planet. He is the one that brought the holy fire that destroyed the old kingdoms. But yes, mostly he is seen as benevolent. Harsh when needed, but benevolent.
have I ever heard rumors or stories of there being extreme factions of them that go a little too far in their hospitality?
There are always extremist factions among any sort of religious sect, anywhere in the world. So that they are out there.
This group.
This group, make a roll for investigation. Or, is it intent?
You're the GM, man.
Whichever one you want, buddy.
I'm not seeing an intent.
Yeah.
Oh, sense motives
There you go.
is the one.
That'd be the one, sense motive.
Yeah.
Okay,
I want to have me roll that one.
Well, you can roll it too if you like.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, no need. That's a pretty solid roll.
And I had no minuses, a zero on the modifier, so
Yeah.
that's a roll.
Mind if I roll?
Go ahead.
I want to see what I get.
Well, I mean, every one of us is going to have our own view of it, so yeah, there's no reason why we can't alter it.
So, Brian, when you look at these two, you really can't. You're not sure about them. You don't really get a vibe off of them aside from the hymn that you heard before. You haven't had a lot of recent dealings with the faith of the world. Sometimes you might have actually avoided it, so it's kind of hard to tell. But
In the
Phineas,
towns that I go to, in the towns I go to, there must be, if this religion is very strong, are they mostly out in the plains, or do they also try to convert people in towns and cities?
I was about to get to that.
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to. You said I haven't had a lot of interaction, but if I go to a lot of towns.
So, Phineas, you're a city guy. You've spent your life in and around cities. So you're actually fairly familiar with at least the basics of the prime pantheon of Yukon, the gods who destroyed the old world so that a new one could be reborn. And though not prime among them, Kulal is one of the most well-known, especially considering he was the one who performed the scouring.
And despite being the god that killed the old world, he is the most supportive of the new one. In fact, he is the patron of the largest human faction of the world, which is the Chosen. The people who survived the scouring and were taken in by Kulao.
So is this a pro-human religion, or do they open to all mutants and everything too?
The Chosen are a primarily human faction. To the Chosen, a lot of the mutants and others are seen as a holdover from the old kingdoms, a reminder of the corruption. But
so someone like Rex could be frowned upon.
Could be, but to these two, to this specific priest and his acolyte, you don't sense any malice from them. They seem to be here purely because they think they might be able to help you.
So I don't see them looking at Corva or Rex in a strange way.
No.
All right, that's all I want to know. Okay.
The Reverend looks at everyone with a calm and compassion equally, but the acolyte looks a little nervous. You get the idea that she's not she doesn't have any bad feelings or hatred towards humans. She doesn't exactly look comfortable around them.
A little nervous.
Yeah.
Like she's not used to being around them.
She's staying very close to the Reverend.
Okay.
He looks at you all assembled as he kneels in the tent. Greetings. For those who did not hear my introduction, I am Reverend Issa Obert, priest of Kulao. Issa Obert. I-S-A-H. Issa.
Issa. Okay. Sorry, my dog was barking, so I couldn't hear.
I heard.
Hello. Hello.
A pleasure to meet you.
I bow like this, kind of like, greetings. I say, I am Phineas Fogg. These are my acolytes. Just kidding, they're my friends. Sort of.
We saw your convoy pulled aside. I take it you are not as accustomed to the glow as we are.
You could say that.
Yeah, that would be a fair assessment.
If you wish, my acolyte and I can provide you aid so that you may weather the glow unharmed, temporarily.
What kind of aid?
Simply an aid. A blessing of sorts.
So like a drug. That's what he kind of does.
If you wish to put it so crudely, yes.
Drugs can be blessings.
It is crafted by I and members of my order to help those who are not who weather such things difficultly.
So it's a treatment. Let me reword. I apologize.
That is a much kinder word, thank you.
My poor choice of words, I apologize. Sometimes when you're out in the glow, it affects your mind.
That it does.
What are the side effects of this drug?
There are no ill effects.
Treatment.
You would be able to withstand the glow as it is now. It would not help you in the deeper storm, but in its last throes you would be able to cross unharmed and bask in the blessing of our patron. And of course, continue along your way. I assume you are headed to the city.
You are correct. We have much needed cargo to deliver to people in need.
Such as caravans of this type do, which is one of the reasons we offer our help.
Well, we appreciate the hospitality and the consideration. Gangrene.
Hmm?
Yes, I called you by your name. how much of a hurry are we in?
Well, we've already lost a day crossing the river. Any made-up time now would be a help.
I pull Therm aside, and I say, I'm not taking this place. I don't trust them. I think they're trying to drug us so they can take our cargo and pretending to be these religious people. I don't actually think they are legit. Just in case, I'll sacrifice my treatment.
Okay. I whisper back, I don't trust any cultists.
You just find the storms on fire.
The storm's clearing up. I guess we could accept them. I guess I'm not. I don't really want to take any kind of medicine if I don't have to, but I would be happy to accept a dosage of it just in case we run into a storm unexpectedly later on.
Yes, we will be. Okay. If we run into a storm, how fast does it help? How long does it take for the body to see the results?
You will see the results within several minutes as the treatment would distribute throughout your bloodstream.
So, in other words, we don't have to take it now. We could save it.
If that is your wish, we offer this freely
I know you.
to use as you wish.
We would not want to waste it if a storm does not come upon us. If we could offer this bliss to somebody else, if we don't encounter a storm, so you'll understand why we don't want to prematurely bliss ourselves.
If that is your choice, would you receive?
If it's contained in something, sure.
He turns to his acolyte and she draws from her robe a small wooden box. She opens it and the Reverend takes out several small pills. They're less like pills and more like flat wafers, almost like the host if you're familiar with Catholic ritual.
I was raised Catholic, I know what you're talking about.
So he takes one at a time in his palm.
Well, those are actually pretty good sized wafers, but yeah, I know.
Depends. He takes one each in his palm and says a silent prayer, one at a time with each wafer, and then offers each one to each of you. And first to you, Phineas.
I make sure I'm wearing my glove when I take it, so it doesn't absorb into my skin. Put it in something like a napkin. Kind of close it up, put my shirt, my jacket pocket or something.
May the blessing of Kulal be upon you.
And with you.
Next he goes to Thermidor.
I accept it, and I also stick it in my pack.
May the blessing of Kulal be upon you.
Yeah.
Next he goes to you, Brian.
Good day.
Do take.
Obliged.
May the blessing of Kulal be upon you.
And also with you.
And,
Journeys.
and finally he goes to Corva, offers it to her, and she, like all of you, accepts it gracefully, nods respectfully. May the blessing of Kulal be upon you as well. If we will not overstay our welcome, I understand some of you are suspicious, and that is natural in the world we live in. Kulal did not make a perfect world. He made one of hardship, so that we may grow strong.
No, don't mind them.
I do not hold it against anyone. Such is his will.
We are not concerned whether you hold it against us. We appreciate your offer of hospitality and help. But you must understand, there are deceivers out there, and not everyone could be who they claim.
This I understand. As I said, it is a harsh world that Kulal created for us.
If what you are saying is true, then you are serving Kulal well. If what you're saying is not true, then we are the only ones that will suffer for it.
I will accept the compliment as it was.
There was one mixed in there somewhere. And I look at the girl. Is she good looking at all?
Well, she's fairly attractive. I mean,
What's her charisma? Like, give me an idea.
her charisma. She looks about 16-ish, maybe a little older, but it's hard to tell.
Post-apocalypse, my character. I know I'm not trying to be creepy, but we're in the post-apocalypse. It's not like
It's hard to tell with the shaved head, but she's fairly attractive. I mean,
it's like Angelina Jolie was ugly when she was 16. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be creepy.
So
I'm just saying, they're in the post-apocalypse. My character sees an attractive young lady. It's not like he goes, "How old are you?" Like, give me your ID. You know what I mean? You don't have that.
she sees you glancing at her, and as one of the humans, she seems a little less nervous around you, and she gives you a shy smile when she sees you looking at her.
I give her a non-shy smile and I say, "Have you ever considered a career other than Kanlao worshipping, such as being in the field on a sabbatical to help people in need like myself who is curious about Kanlao but needs someone to venture forth with me to help me understand more?"
Easy there, Bo.
Ogre steps forward for a moment, placing a hand on her shoulder protectively, but she reaches up and places her palm on his chest. He steps back and she steps forward. I am Acolyte Min Isa. Reverend Obert is I am Reverend Obert's ward. I am sworn to him, to serve him until I come of age. I appreciate your offer, but my obligation is to him and the order.
I was once privy to a group of your kind that told me that they had a vision that I would meet a young woman about to enter the prime of her young life, and that she would teach me the ways of Kanlao, and that I would see
Rex. No, not Rex.
Yeah. And I go on and on. I'm just trying to bullshit them, like.
Rex.
But if that's how you feel, I understand. Perhaps we will meet in the town sometime, and we can.
Would you grab him and take him out of not outside, obviously.
Thurm, let's get to your sense motive roll. So you're watching them very, very intently. Your experience with cultists in the past leaves you very sensitive to any sort of cult or organized faith. And as you watch them, you look for those signs of zealotry and inflexibility that are the telltales of an unhealthy organization. And while you sense some zeal from them, you don't necessarily sense any malice or any sort of ill intent. They seem to be very genuine, that they want to help people, that they want to encourage people to bask in the glow of their deity.
Okay. I still don't trust them, but I relax a little bit. I loosen the grip on my wrench.
Reverend Obert steps forward. If there is nothing more, perhaps you have questions about our patron or our faith.
Yes, I do have a question. At what point do they allow young ladies such as the one present here to have relations with men? That's all I say, and I just start drinking.
He begins to answer again, but then Min steps forward again. There is no... Celibacy is not a part of our vow. However, it is the choice of the being in question.
Interesting. And what would your choice be if I were to offer you a dinner in the next town, say, tomorrow? Or no, sorry, 5 days from now. Say, over drinks?
I would politely refuse, as you are a little too old for my taste.
A little too old, my darling, my darling. What is age compared to love? If Kunlao is truly your patron, surely the flesh is of no consequence to the spirit. And therefore, if my spirit wants to offer you spirits so that we could have spirit together, surely that is a good thing.
Perhaps, but we also have our own preferences.
I got wafers.
Bog.
Sorry.
Bog.
I
If you don't stop, I'm gonna shoot you.
She motions to you to be calm.
be calm, she told me.
Thank you. I can handle one such as Mr. Bog.
And I can handle one such as you, and I'm asking for that opportunity. And, no, I'm sorry. I apologize if I offended you. I was simply trying to help you discover the world in a new light so that Kunlao can help you to blossom like the flower that you are becoming. And I'm going to go pee again with it one. Don't yell.
Our patron is called Kulao. Kunlao is a favored fighter.
What am my accent? I come from the west.
I got that too.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that got that.
Don't make fun of my accent. That's insulting to my people, where I come from. I come from Johnny Cashville. It's in the south.
Johnny.
If there are no more questions,
Reverend.
Well,
Dear
no, stop.
God, what is it?
No.
So help me. Reverend, while I might not share in your religion, Mother was very religious, so I would like to bid you adieu and honor you for your generosity by leaving you with this. What is that light so brilliant breaking here in the night across our eyes? Never so bright, the day star waking, started to climb the morning skies. What is that light so brilliant breaking here in the night across our eyes?
Did you write that down, or did you do what the ancients called Google it?
It's a very, very old hymn. One I know very well.
there is no Google on Eukon.
Character, I have sung that hymn so many times.
The Reverend bows and meets your eyes. Thank you for your words and your hymn. May the peace of Kulao be with you. May your life be full of joyous change and bountiful rebirth.
Her life could be a joyous change if she just meets me in 5
Same to
days
you.
in the town of the Sandhouse.
They-
Sorry.
Corva places her hand on your shoulder. Bog, you need to learn
Ow!
when to shut
Claws.
up.
Ow! Watch the claws. This is specks of silk on my jacket, and ow!
That's cheap leather and you know it.
My dear, that is not the point.
The two acolytes make one final bow and leave the tent, and they pick up their hymn almost immediately, and you all sit in silence, relative silence, as you listen to them follow the storm and their song going with it.
Does it sound like this? Santar, ha. Santar.
No.
Sorry, Doctor.
No.
Doctor Who joke. Just kidding. I say, I already miss it.
Can't wait until this convoy is over.
Corva looks up, quietly listening to the music, and comments, "Wow, that was unexpected."
Which part? The one where I was hitting on her, or the part where they just came
No, that was expected. I'm talking about their arrival.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? Just I say to all of you. I said, do you think it was intentional that they were trying to distract us, drug us? Can anyone analyze this wafers? Do we have the technology?
I think they were genuine.
Well, what you think and what you feel, the best con artists can make you be deceived.
Thurm, you were very quiet and kind of nervous. What's on your mind?
Who are you talking to?
I don't trust people who worship and follow any charismatic leader under a pretense of being in touch with one's God. I have seen a lot of bad things that one person can when people have blind faith in one person who claims to be all-knowing, I've seen a lot of bad things happen, and I if the storm wasn't going on, I would have been outside running from these guys. I just don't like any kind of.
I completely agree with Thurman, and I don't trust them. I think that even though they only sent 2 of them in, we're getting closer to the town, even though it's like, what, a couple of days away? And I'm thinking they know to watch for travelers. Like, they're not too far away from the town to be isolated, where they need their own encampment, or else we would probably stumble upon it. But they're close enough to the town they can get resources back and forth and wait for incoming possible either victims or recruits to bring into their cult. So I don't know what their intentions are, but I don't trust it. I just find it not coincidental that we got approached by them right after that storm and they just happened to be where we were. Because the storm could have come at any point, but they just so happen to be near us. That's kind of strange. I'm thinking they either caused the storm somehow, or they do this because they know the storms are frequent in this area. But something's not right. My instincts say, as cute as that girl was, they're part of something, and they're trying to get something out of us, and they're not trying to help us for no reason. Trust nobody. Except Corva, because she has a knife, and I don't like that.
Gentlemen, you don't have to trust anybody.
Trust me the least. And trust me to tell you not to trust.
That's the first honest thing you said this week.
Corva just starts laughing. Uh-oh. George? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
I see him and I see you both talking at the same time. Well, you were for a moment.
Yeah.
Looks like we had a bit of a spike.
Oh, yeah, it looks like those two are. Yeah, it looks like George and Ross are disconnected, but.
I still see Ross.
Can you hear me?
I meant disconnected from each other.
Yeah, I can hear
we
you.
We can hear you, Ross.
You guys can't hear George?
No,
George?
No, we can hear George too.
Oh.
Back.
George is back.
Oh, okay.
All right. On the count of 3, everybody say butter. 1, 2, 3. Butter.
Butter.
Oh, butter.
Butter. Okay, just wanted to see what the latency was.
Alright.
Okay, I have a suspicion.
Mike has still not said butter.
Yeah, he did.
I said butter at the same time you said it. Well, it came across as, I don't know.
So the storm is still going outside, and oddly enough, you can still hear the hymn. But as you're speaking, and as you're debating, and as you're reflecting, the wind slowly dies down. the thunder becomes less and less frequent, and the Geiger counter is growing less and less intense. And so too is the song. And only after the wind is gone, the Geiger counter is silent, then the song finally fades.
Gangrene? Is that his name? Did I pronounce it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I quickly asked him, have you personally had interactions with this particular group of people, not them in person, but the religion in your long life? Have you been there from seeing their beginnings to where they're at now? Do you have anything you can add to this conversation?
The children of Kulal have been around for quite a long time. They're established in almost any city that is run or has a majority of humans, has at least one shrine to Kulal.
Question:
Do they normally?
How have you not run into them?
He didn't say he hasn't. Yeah.
All I can say is it's not good to trust people in the moment, but I got a feeling that when we look back on this caravan, this is going to be one of the cooler moments.
My argument, I don't know if you guys heard me before. My argument is this: the convenience of when they showed up. They happened to show up after a rad storm in the middle of wherever we are going towards the town, and they happen to be wandering around and they see us. First of all, we didn't see any animals that they rode on. They were obviously walking on foot, unless we didn't see it. But there's something going on, like, I don't trust. And I mention this. I say to Gangrene, have you ever seen any evidence that this group has sort of poached people that are traveling, either by force and then get them, like, kind of brainwashed, or or that they just happen to look at, like, wander around after a rad storm looking for people to help? You know, is there a consistency to their claims that they are wandering around after a storm looking for people that they can hand off these wafers to?
It's actually fairly common to find acolytes of Kulal wandering in rad storms. Part of their charge is to try and give aid to people lost in a rad storm so that they can survive. The glow, at least to them, the chosen end of the children of Kulal, is both a blessing and a curse. Because you can die if you're caught in it. It's a blessing because it's what they use to wipe away the old world, to end the old kingdoms and give rise to the new. That's why he's the god of rebirth.
But doesn't Rex and Corva represent the new world, and why would they offer them the wafers to help? Because they
didn't offer it to Rex or me.
Oh, they didn't? Oh, they didn't? I didn't know.
No.
I didn't catch that part.
Me and the Fessics don't need it.
Buck, I get the mistrust, man. I share it, but they're gone. The storm is gone. We're moving.
Are they gone?
And we're near town. Obviously, if they show up again and their intentions are not pure, then we'll deal with it. But at this moment, we can't obsess over it. We have to focus on what we're doing.
All right, fair enough. She was still cute, though.
That she was.
Corva just gives a...
Corva? Gangrene? Corva. Just saying.
They both kind of give you a look.
Don't stab me. Say her.
Try playing matchmaker to someone else.
I wasn't. I was just saying. You guys haven't talked a lot. Whatever happens.
We were talking the entire first leg of this journey.
Right, but you weren't alone where the rest of us couldn't see any possible shenanigans going on for you to... Never mind, I'm going to go back there.
I'm not a talker, Bog. Anyway, now that the storm has passed, Gangrene steps out of the tent, leaves it open for everyone to step out, and begins disassembling the protective coverings around the tents and the biocs, and begins guiding them back to the wagons themselves. What are you guys doing?
Rex? I walk up to Rex and I say, do me a little bit of a favor. I know I might annoy you sometimes. Actually, I know I might annoy you most of the time. But when I'm peeing, can you just, if you're gonna try to scare me, can you wait till I'm not peeing? Because I don't want to actually splash you. Just saying.
Oh, Rock's lost it.
I think he's blowing his nose. That's different.
Is he blowing his nose or did he lose it?
I don't know.
He's blowing his nose.
He's showing us his snooties. I don't know. And then I say to Rex, when we get to town, buddy, I'm gonna hook you up with the best weapon you've ever seen. You think that bumper is cool? Wait till I hook you up. What do you want? Like a big mace? Something like sharp? You let me know. I know a guy.
You always know a guy.
Because I really do.
You seem to know a lot of guys.
I do. That's not what I meant by that. I know where you're going with this.
On that note, I'm going to go outside and help Gangrene with the tent.
Yeah. Not pitch a tent. Just take down a tent.
Just shut up, Bog. Ben, you want to come out and help?
Do I have to?
Is he there?
And the reason why I ask is because, well, I'm not accustomed to the rigors of sweat-inducing labor. I am a man of many skills. However, at no point in my resume did I include physical stress upon my repertoire.
Which was pretty obvious when you got stuck in the middle of the river.
Alright, fine, I'll come out now.
That'll be awesome.
So you all...
I'm doing some ass kissing.
So you all climb out of the tents, get everything disassembled, and the sun is a little past noon at this point. As you're breaking everything down, Gangrene and Golem grab some supplies and pass out some another set of Crusade MREs. Sam, which one did you get?
Let's see. I got the ham and cheese.
Ooh, cold cuts. What else is in it? Usually has a dessert as well.
Chocolate pudding.
Cool. Bob, which one did you get?
I got the... hold on, I think. Ask somebody else first, I'm thinking.
Brian?
I got rad roach pasta in an Alfredo sauce with carrots and an eclair for dessert.
Nice. Corva opens hers to find prime rib and peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler.
And of course, Rex, you get another slab of raw meat.
Alright, the one I get a spaghetti meatball with a energy bar, crackers with peanut butter, and dairy. A fruit drink. I looked it up. I forgot how many different types there were, so I wanted.
So you all eat quickly, knowing that you've lost a lot of time. Scar. The rat storm lasted about 4 hours.
Wasn't our fault.
No, neither was the bridge, but you still lost time. So you guys managed to put everything back together and finish your meals as you do so, and get back on the road. Where are you guys in the caravan?
Front cart.
Alright.
I walk alongside the back.
And I make one quick sip. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, I'm still inside, messing with my toys.
Cool.
I simply suggest that, like I said earlier, the closer we get to town, if the town has survived this long, the odds are they have organized some sort of security, like they have a militia or something. So they're going to have people on the outer perimeter of the town who obviously are going to be watching for any incoming people and challenge us. And we have to be prepared for that. So don't be shocked, and if we see someone flag us down, or challenge us with a rifle, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're fucked. It just means, sorry, swear, but it just means that we're going to have to be respectful of that fact. They're going to have security.
That's expected.
Yeah. So I'm kind of just waiting to see what happens. Watching.
We know what we're looking for.
Hey, by the way,
Alright.
what was that chick's name again? I want to write it down.
What chick?
The one I hit on?
Which one?
The acolyte. The only one I hit on.
Her name is...
Something Isa.
Alright.
Isa.
Min, M-I-N, Isa, I-S-A-H.
Okay.
I'm just curious. I'm thinking of looking for the temple. Well, I'll tell you when we get there.
Alright. Wow, my microphone is really, really high today. What's going on?
Yeah, you sound about the same.
No, I mean on the recording.
Oh.
Some days I just have no idea. Anyway.
Bummer.
So as you continue on, the day continues, and you reflect on what's come before. Who's closest to the front?
I'm in the back of the front.
Who else is in the front wagon?
I believe I was, but I'm not sure.
So was I.
All right.
Whatever wagon Gangren's in is the one I'm in.
So Phineas, tell me another lie.
You're a handsome man.
Well, that's too obvious.
Tell you
Too
lies.
easy.
Why do you want me to tell you lies?
Because it's fun. It's a curious thing to gauge a man by his lies. Someone like you who makes a living by talking. It's curious to see what you can come up with on the fly.
Well, it depends on what you're looking for out of my answer. I am simply an opportunist, which is another word for a survivor. Survivors and opportunists have one thing in common. They want to gain from the situation so that they can move forward in a more prosperous situation. So, my lie to you would be, I'm wearing underwear. Because I go commando.
At that point, Gangren kind of tenses up, and that's more than I wanted to know.
TMI.
But at least I finally got you to say something truthful.
And then I pull up my underwear a little bit, and I say, "No, actually, I'm just, he is going commando, so I'm just saying." I say, "You know the sad part? This is the sad part. I don't mind the fact that you're actually getting to know me and catching me on these things. For some reason, there's something about you being an old, wise sort of sage that I usually get offended if I have not fooled somebody. But with you, I don't know why. It's different. It's almost like I'm talking to my grandmother. And I say, "Tell me a lie, Phineas. Tell me a lie." And I tell her, "I ate your last cracker." And she goes, "Ah!" And she dies. And I just wait for his response.
Another reason I keep asking you to tell me a lie, it's a fun way to engage you without you pissing off everyone else.
So what do you think my odds are with that monk chick?
I think she made that pretty clear.
I think that they always say one thing and do another, my friend.
Well, I suppose we'll see.
I suppose we'll see. If I get the opportunity, a good steak dinner has never failed.
Corva looks up at you from the side. Good luck finding steak.
My dear, you underestimate my ability to find resources when I need them.
Tell you what, if you find actual steak, I will have dinner with you.
No, I think I'm all set. But, I'll tell you what. Gangren over here, he likes fruit fly pie. You ever had fruit fly pie? It's not very hard.
Well, considering fruit flies are about 5 pounds.
Make a pot. Goodbye. Waiting for them to. It's cool. It's tasty. Ganger? You know what I'm saying?
He just shakes his head.
I look back at Corver and I go, "Again, he's single. I've got peanut butter you can offer."
Corva gives you yet another look and pulls her knife out again.
And I shut right up. Have I ever mentioned that I named my gun that I got from the cargo thing that that Therm made a holster for? I named him Iggy. Do you know why?
No.
Okay, no one? No one? Okay, I'll tell you why. Because his name's Iggy.
That's awful.
It's the truth.
The day goes on, and the sun begins to set. It's the wagons pull to the side, and it's about time to it's time to set up camp for the evening. So,
And just in time, Terry's about to fire up Chrome and check the game.
Oh, bummer.
She can at least have one more, scene
Yeah.
based on what you just had happen. I mean, there's so many things she could respond to. Oh, goodness.
Oh, poor Terry.
yeah.
I feel for Terry, man.
I actually feel like you
I've been
represent
trying to help her. I've been trying to help her. That and trying to stay awake because, man, that
Yeah, you've looked pretty out of it.
Yeah, you look pretty.
Well, like she said, it is a sleep pill of some kind. So,
I was.
Yeah, and yeah.
Side effects include nausea.
What?
I was trying to do the speed talking side effects voice.
Dude, I've been looking at your camera feed going, "Oh, crap, is Mike okay?"
I wasn't sure if you're tired or bored.
Yeah.
he did
I'm
point- he did
just
point
trying
out
to
the
stay
problem.
awake.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay awake because this medicine. I was told one medicine makes me drowsy, the other one gives me the spin, or makes me dizzy, and so that's what I took today, and that's what I've been dealing with.
Well, you could always take a half dose of the one that makes you drowsy and a half dose of the one that makes you dizzy.
Yeah, does it say to take it at a certain time, or?
The one that I emptied, that one is 3 times a day. The other one is once a day.
Wow.
It's all about timing. Yeah,
But
I hear you.
It's almost over, so.
Feel better, man.
So everyone disembarks and begins to set up camp for the night.
All right.
I keep looking at that energy drink that is so special and precious. I go up to Gangren. Is he asleep yet, or is he still around?
He's setting up camp. He's putting up one of the tents and offloading the supplies for the night.
I go up to him and I ask him, in all seriousness, you obviously have a good amount of these, because you probably were able to procure them because of your long life and the connections and knowing the layout of the land and where to get them. So, what are the odds of you being able to procure more of these when all is said and done?
He stops what he's doing and looks at you. I didn't procure these. This was the owner. He's the one who packed these in as a bonus for you guys once we got to the destination.
Oh, I see. Shit. This is going to complicate things.
Which is strange enough. This is the value of these cans is about twice what he paid you guys originally.
Really? So they're very desperate.
That's odd.
It is.
It is odd. Yeah, from my point of view, it's very odd. I say,
why would the bonus be more than what he paid us?
I'm gonna make one thing very clear, gentlemen.
Good.
You know that cargo that I'm bringing?
Mm-hmm.
It's the brain for a banking system.
Curious.
A banking system in this apocalyptic wasteland?
It is.
So, I ask Mario's character, I say, so wait a minute, what are you talking about?
Well, let's say you want to move large amounts of money.
Something I have been very...
You don't want to risk that money getting stolen in convoys.
Are you suggesting some sort of electronic transfer?
That's exactly what I'm suggesting.
There aren't many electronic currencies haven't been around in a very long time. That must be one rare and valuable brain you're carrying around.
Not only that, but it's just somebody has a larger plan to set up these institutions across the continent sometime soon. Because
after all we've been through, I guess I can tell you guys, I'm working security for this convoy as part of my employment for Fargo Farms.
Fargo Farms?
Fargo Farms? What's Fargo Farms?
It's one of the oldest banking and insurance institutions in the world.
Of course.
It didn't exactly... It traces its roots to the old kingdoms, but it came out of the scouring a very different thing, kind of like the Crusade.
Well, since we're being completely honest, like you have been, I will admit I have been not completely honest.
You think?
Oh, that's a surprise.
Corva chuckles.
What really? I say, I I have issues.
We know.
So when we get to this town, my contacts are going to require a bit more than I promised them, based on what we have left in our cargo. So I'm going to actually need some of that scrap metal, Mike. So thank you. I'm going to sell some of that, if you don't mind.
Corvus sighs once again.
Because if I don't...
Flicking her knife between her fingertips.
They have 14 ninjas set up that are going to skin Rex alive. I'm just kidding. I didn't even know you before this. That was a joke. Haha. Did I scare you? Like you did me when I was...
Phineas?
Anyways.
What are you into? Honestly, what are you into?
Well, let's just say that...
We don't, particularly the people that I work for, don't need a teen when we arrive at our location, at our destination.
All right, look. I may have been a little exaggerated about the people waiting to purchase some of the goods. I do know people, but I may have exaggerated whether they're completely waiting for us at the drop-off point. I have to actually go find them. That's the only thing I exaggerated. Otherwise, I'm an honest Abe.
Right.
Sort of.
Great. Hey, Therm, any luck on that on that drone project with the new resources that you've garnered?
You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
I've upgraded what I can. I think tried out her power source, and she won't last long.
Well, long doesn't have to be long, just long enough to get a view of the town we're showing up at.
Well, I don't have any optics anymore. Someone shot them. Remember?
Someone hit him with a rock.
Yeah.
Corvo perks up for good reason.
There weren't any optics in any of the robots that you were able to scrap?
No.
Not even straight, just a regular camera, even if it's not a high def cam.
We checked.
Damn it.
Phineas had asked about that earlier too.
I was just thinking we could make it either. Yeah, the only thing I was thinking was that either we could get our own personal defense robots, or we can make some kind of a new upgraded drone from the one he made last time with better tech that could have a longer shelf life as far as reconnaissance, and protection. Maybe even have offensive capability.
Don't get yourself.
How many pounds can these drones carry?
Well, it really depends on the configuration. That first one that I built, it was so small. I mean, it could barely get off the ground, honestly. But I was surprised at how well it did.
How about this one?
This one, I could probably handle maybe 5 pounds at most, but not very much.
Corvo, we need you to purge.
Corvo looks up to you with a raised eyebrow. Excuse me?
You're probably the only one light enough.
I don't fly.
5 pounds? I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I was making a joke.
She winks.
So that's kind of out of it. I guess we're walking into the unknown, gentlemen. And you know what? I gotta be honest with you guys. Those red shirts, they've chased us for a while. I'm wondering if maybe they got a wind of what I was carrying.
I'm wondering if they got a wind of my stink, because I haven't been completely honest about even what I just told you guys. I have a little bit more.
We know.
Alright, so I'll tell you a little bit more, because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Bug says, the alcohol's the moral thing is getting to me, and
Right.
okay, I may have had the intention of actually selling to somebody that you guys didn't know about, and then like you would never see me again. But the thing is, I kind of know Therm, and I kind of like him because he's very handy. He can make me a lot of money in the future if he builds things. So, and Rex scares me. I don't want him to kill me, and Corva especially. So I'm just sort of saying that my intentions may have started out, because I didn't know any of you at the time that I first got involved with this mission. So I apologize, but I'm not saying you can trust me, but I'm being a tiny bit honest in saying that, yes, the mission would have been a little bit not quite what you expected when we got there if I had not had a change of heart. However, the reason I'm telling you this now is because I want to not only have a little bit of profit, but be alive, which is important, because you can't profit if you're dead. So therefore, I'm hoping you'll forgive me and we can move on and all of us can benefit together.
Forgiveness, like trust, is earned.
I just told you what I didn't have to. That should count for something.
Wait.
It does, but you still have a ways to go.
Are you doing a Corva?
Yes, I'm doing Corva.
Okay.
Oh, that sounded like gangrene.
Yeah,
That sounded like gangrene.
Yeah, that sounded. No, that's.
This is gangrene. This is Corva.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This Gome. And this is the Reverend.
Ah, there's the Reverend.
In 1701 again?
And this is 1701. And this is 1864.
And if I can run into Min Issa at the temple when we get to town, I would like getting her drunk and helping her date me.
It's gonna go badly for you, man. That's all.
It probably will. You're probably right.
But out of character, Ross.
One can dream. One can dream.
I love that 1701 voice. You know that.
Well, maybe it'll pop up later on.
That'll be a blast. Anyway, I guess we better get moving. Time's a wasting.
Time's a wasting.
Gome turns to Thermidor. Tinkerer, have light?
Yeah, I've got a flashlight around here somewhere.
No,
Just
firelight.
Oh,
sure.
like flare?
So I rummaged through my bag and I found a couple pieces of flint. And
The fire bursts to life, nice and warm after some tender care, bathing the now darkened campsite with light and heat. Gangard passes around a bit of whiskey to everyone but Therm.
No, come on. We're in the apocalypse. Who cares?
I care.
If
And
Min
so
Issa
would-
is off, if Min Issa is not off limits, then Therm can drink.
If you're old enough to die in the wilderness, you're old enough to drink.
And if you're old enough to be a religious chick in a cult, you're old enough to.
Nope.
You're just being gross. You know that, right? Right.
Gangren leans back. So, been out for a little while. Now that we're a bit more comfortable with each other, anyone got some stories to tell?
Pile of desiccated apple cores. I might have something.
What? Apple cores? Desiccated? Okay.
Hey, they can't all be winners.
Apple core.
I don't know. Anything
Nobody?
in terms ghost story. So go ahead.
Well, I'm going to tell you about the time I saw a ghost.
Oh, Christ.
I lived in, I was running security in a town about a few miles out of Hammerhead. And there's a bank in that town. They were just setting it up. And it was a gentleman by the name of Colonel Pinkerton. And he was a friendly gentleman. He, one day he passed away. And I
Good
walked by.
story.
I'm not done yet. So one day I'm closing up shop at the bank, and Colonel Pickerson's store had been closed for a couple of days. I thought nothing of it, and I walk over to the store, just on my way home. And I see a man trying to get into the store from an alleyway. Needless to say, as the kind of gun-toting slinger I am, although I was still a little bit scoundrelly at the time, I could say that I confronted the gentleman, and it turned out to be Colonel Pinkerton. And I had a conversation with him. I thanked him for the use of his property for some festivities that the town had about 2 or 3 weeks back. An event that we had planned with the bank. And I'd spoken to him about some of the town happenings. Finished the conversation. Bid Mr. Pinkerton adieu. Apparently he was having trouble getting into his shop, but he said he'd call the locksmith if it continued to give him trouble. So I walked down to the saloon and talked to Fred in there, the bartender, and I said, just had a conversation with Colonel Pinkerton. And Fred, the color drained from Fred's face like a meter on a thermometer. Just down from the cherry red that he normally was to just completely white. And that was quite a feat, seeing as Fred was an android. And he said, "Well, Brian, Colonel Pinkerton's been dead a week." Needless to say, I was surprised. He was as solid as you in front of me. And I'd had a conversation with a ghost.
Bam. Is the story over yet?
Yeah.
Good story.
Not a scary story, but a true story. Oh, Black.
We got visual.
Do you believe it?
Oh my God!
And we can hear you.
Yeah.
You just missed the ghost story.
You missed the worst ghost story next to Therms.
So I tried to pilot you as best I could.
Yeah, you still got a solid delay.
That's all right, though. I mean, you're here. Are you here?
Unfortunately, it's just in time for me to head out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to wrap things
I
up.
was just gonna say, I'm sorry I missed you guys, but thanks for your patience. Hopefully this will get all smoothed out by next week.
Hope so.
All right.